then you follow the Peddars Way all the way down to the coastal path, all the way. So the only tricky bits, in my opinion, is through Thornham, where we've had people sort of keep on the main road.
So, it's the day of the 100k. We're about 2 miles in almost, so we've got a long way to go. 60 miles to go yet. But we're on the path and we started and it's like 20 past 6 I think. So yeah, we're running it and I can't believe it's here. So the race starts in Castleacre in Norfolk and we're going onto the Peddars Way up to the North Norfolk coast. So yeah, that's the trail we're on.
Hi, 100k in.
100k in. You look well for that.
7.5. Just walking the hills, running the flats.
And so that's Christine. Everyone knows Christine, I think, from my video last year. And this is her brother Mark.
Coming up the rear.
Coming up the rear.
Okay, so far.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. I don't even know what time it is, to be honest.
We've just done 55 minutes, so it's coming up to 7 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh.
I think it was about 10 past before we started, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Quite a few hills, isn't there?
It's quite hilly so far, yeah.
Can't spread out too far, though, it's quite good.
It's nice to see other people.
So we're now on the Peddars Way, the actual trail. We've just literally come onto it and seen the sign. We're about 10k in, but my watch didn't start until, like, I pressed it, but then it obviously hadn't actually done it when I crossed the start line. So I realised about half a mile in. So my watch is slightly out, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, roughly we're about 10k, probably more than that, but my watch is saying 10k. And here's some pigs. Oh, there's loads of piggies. Just done a half marathon. Woo! Oh my gosh. There's a really nice breeze, which isn't too bad. Really helps with the heat. We're at the beach at, I think it's called Homes next to the sea. It's so pretty, but oh my gosh, it's so hot. I'm really struggling. The others have gone on ahead and I'm just walking a little bit because I just feel so hot and a bit weird. It's just hard knowing. I mean, we're almost halfway, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. We're at 25 miles now, almost 26 because of my watch incident, but I'm just not used to the heat and I'm really struggling. But just got to plough on. I'm going to try and walk this stretch and then run down at the end of it and see if I feel any better. But I've refueled, I've put a new top on, refilled my water, I've drank so much water, had some food, so hopefully the feeling passes. It's just so hard because it's so hot. You're right where the camera is facing us. There, look, what's that? You play with your ring there, good boy. Hello. So, as you'll see in this video, the footage does kind of cut off, and that's because I just didn't film anything else. I'm trying to think, in the last clip that was probably on here, it was me not feeling very well, feeling very hot and really struggling. I think coming up to the marathon mark in the ultra. Long story short, I didn't finish the full 100k. It was really difficult, Everyone I spoke to afterwards said it was the hardest ultramarathon they'd ever done. It was just the course, it was so hard. The terrain was just endlessly difficult. We were running at one point, I didn't film it, I'll try and insert a picture from that around the time of when we were running in this part, but we were running through sand, such deep sand all along the coast, somewhere near Holcombe I think, running through such deep sand that actually really injured the back of my right knee. We think, I'm still waiting on physiotherapy for it, to be honest. It's absolutely fine now, but it's just if I'm climbing down a hill or running downhill, it starts to hurt quite a lot. So yeah, the sand, that was really difficult. Yeah, I didn't finish the whole 100k. It was nothing at all like any of the training I'd done. The terrain, sure it was hard, but I feel like I was kind of, apart from the sand, I was kind of ready for a lot of the terrain. All my training was in colder temperatures, like much colder temperatures. I've been running through snow, storms, high winds since I started training just after Christmas, and it just didn't reflect any of the training that I'd done. Yeah. That week it started to get a lot hotter, about 3 or 4 days before the ultra. So I had 3 or 4 days to acclimatise, which wasn't enough time whatsoever. If the ultra had been a couple of weeks further into June, I would have had a couple of weeks to kind of run a bit more in the heat, but I hadn't done any training in that kind of heat, and it just shocked me so much. And it's really difficult. I was drinking so much water. I went through so many refills of my bladder, but I don't think my nutrition was very good though for the heat. I think I needed, I don't know what I needed exactly, but I don't think my nutrition for the day was that great, which wasn't helping. I had really bad stomach pains that came on about mile 20. Just, I don't know, it was a weird day, but I'm so proud that I made it to 45 miles. I'll put the conversion to what that is in kilometres because I work in miles. I made it to 45 miles, which was 3/4 of the way to the 100km mark. So I made it 3/4 of the way on my first attempt at a 100k ultramarathon. A lot of the runners dropped out, but it was just so incredibly hot. It's very hot as I'm filming this right now. It's about 27 degrees, and I thought I'll sit down and film this before I'm going for a run. I ended up getting to the halfway mark of 31 miles. And I met my mum and Michelle, who are my support crew, and they honestly, I barely remember it. I was really out of it, but they got me like cold buffs. They put all water on, put it on the back of my neck. They were feeding me crisps and like salty things. I just had to lay on the ground for a while, and I told Christine and her brother, just go on, because I really wasn't feeling very well, so they carried on. Another friend that was running it that I knew, Karen Hamilton, she ended up catching me up on that point. I was just feeling so unwell, and I just hit the wall. I've never hit the wall before. When people say as runners, oh, I've hit the wall, you know, in a marathon, the typical, like stereotypical, you've hit the wall. I've never actually had that. I thought I had in the past, but I hadn't until this ultramarathon, and I hit the wall and it was awful. I just felt like I couldn't carry on. It was just so hard. And I love running so much, but wow, it was a test. It was a test that day. So yeah, Karen caught up to where I'd been, and we ended up running the whole rest of the thing together. She ended up finishing the whole thing, and I had to make the decision, and it was partly my mum and Michelle, everyone who was around me, basically we all kind of made the decision that I should stop. I really wasn't feeling well. I was shaking, I felt nauseous, I had a headache. I think I just had really bad heat stroke or something. Yeah, I ended up having to pull out of the race at mile 45, so I only had 17 more miles to go. Only 17. I could go out and do that right now. So I'm so chuffed. I'm so happy, because you just can't control circumstances on the day. You can't control everything, and I'm really proud of all the training I did, and I'm really proud to have made it to 45 miles. It's the longest I've ever run in one go in my life, and to say that I've attempted a 100km ultra marathon is just amazing, and I am really happy with it. I've lost a toenail from it. It finally came off on Saturday. So yeah, I didn't finish. I got 3/4 of the way to the finish, which I'm so happy with. I felt so poorly. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, like honestly, mentally, really hard. Big congratulations to everyone who finished that day, because I mean, everyone I spoke to said it was the hardest ultra they'd ever done. Yeah, I'm proud, and this is not the end, definitely not. Massive congratulations to Christine and her brother. They finished a couple of miles, 2 or 3 miles before I did. I didn't see them again. I've carried on with my other friend Karen, but huge congratulations to them. Huge congratulations to Karen and Kerry, who both finished. And yeah, huge congratulations to everyone that day who did it. And it's just really proven to me, God, I love running, but God, it can be hard. So yeah, I'm gonna go on a run now. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching. I'm so glad I did it. And Norfolk's beautiful. So with that, I will sign off, and thank you for watching this ultramarathon journey I've been on. It is not the end.